Okay, one way I like to do this, and which is what I'm going to show you now, is to do the drop shadow like this. We know the light is coming from the top left area, so there is an angle here in the cast shadow. So you're going to do this. You're going to grab this selection tool and draw the area we want our drop shadow to be, and inside the object. Once you have this selection, you create another layer here below the main one and on top of the background, and you get this color here with the color picker. Okay, so you get it here, and you press Alt Delete and fill all this area with this color and then select it. Right, now you have several ways of doing this. I'm going to do it one way, and then on the inside in another way. You can use your eraser with a very soft brush and very little opacity, and you start just erasing it. Okay, just go there and erase it. Don't get too close, just erase it. I like the control that this one gives, because then you can really, it doesn't become too mechanical. Okay, but you can make it bigger or smaller as you need as you go, as you get closer, and go erasing and erasing. You can increase, you can always undo if you don't like it. Like I said, this method is good for you to have total control, but at the same time you're not 100% precise, so it looks kind of natural depending on what you're doing. Okay, now here is just too straight, so we're going to use this blur tool and blur it a little bit. Right, same thing we do here, we blur it a little bit. Okay, and there you go, there you have your shadow, cast shadow. This area here is a bit too dark, so we can lighten it up, and it's in this area here, so you use this tool here, okay, the dodge tool, and we're gonna lighten it up a bit so that it mixes a bit with the shadow, so it doesn't seem the object is floating. Right, now on the inside, let's create another layer. We're gonna do it using a different technique. I'm gonna select this area that we want the shadow to be, here, here, and here, and we're gonna apply this color. So we select this color, Alt Delete, and we fill that area with the color. Then we unselect it. Okay, here it is, and we're gonna use the filter which is called Gaussian blur. Okay, I think this is enough. You don't need too much blur here. Right, like this, and that's it. But it seems like this surface is floating because of this bit here. So if you want it not to look like it's floating, you have to change this and paint a little bit darker here. Oops, we're working on this surface. Right, put it opacity at 100%. Maybe give it a little bit of blur. Click it twice. See, it's not floating anymore. Or you can do it with this one inside, coming a bit further up. I think like this it works fairly well. Get a bit of the opacity off and just paint it, then give it a little bit of blur to be smoother, and there you go. Click it twice to see how it's going to be real value, and you have the drop shadow and everything. You can make this one slightly darker if you want to, or lighter. It's up to you what you want to do. Okay, I think it looks pretty good as this way, and this is how you do the drop shadow.